what's good, everybody? It's your man JayOrbit. We're currently live right now on my PC. And we are going to chit chat about the Batman review that was done or released today by IGN. And I'm hoping they're actually right with this review, and not to knock IGN and not to say they don't have like the credibility to give good reviews. You're not to say that they don't got the best track when it comes down to like giving reviews, but still this movie hasn't been released yet, but they've seen it already, of course, because they're IGN, and of course they have access to, they got that kind of pull, especially when they're like based on reviewing games and movies and comics and so on and so forth. All right. But before we get started, my name is JayOrbit. Welcome to the channel. I'm live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And also shouts out to the Riot Squad's family. And also shouts out to Food R Us being our first and official sponsor. If you're ever in the Miami area looking for a fireplace to eat, please look up Food R Us and let them know JayOrbit sent you. And also just to let you know, if you're in the Miami area looking for a catering company that does great, with excellent food, tasting food, great tasting food, please look up Food R Us and let them know JayOrbit sent you. But yeah, back to the Batman. This movie is not even out yet, and IGN already has a review on it, which is kind of funny to me. But again, I'm not saying IGN, we can't trust IGN's review in regards to this movie, whatnot. But there's certain movies I think were excellent, but IGN didn't rate it as excellent. But that's just my own opinion. You know what I mean? I tend to go to IGN when it comes down to reviewing on games and certain movies, but Rotten Tomatoes more to me of a like they got better credibility when it comes down to reviewing movies, and I tend to go to them, especially because they've been around for a while, and everybody knows Rotten Tomatoes. You know what I mean? But IGN's situation, I don't know. I'm not knocking them in any kind of way, any shape or form. I just don't know how to feel about this, because first and foremost, we've had Kristen Bale, Ben Affleck, and now we got Robert Pattinson as the Batman. And I'm still having a hard time getting over him with the Twilight saga. It's kind of hard to see Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne or the Batman, especially, him coming from Twilight and all that. I'm not saying that he doesn't have range. I don't know much of Robert Pattinson's movie, so take that as a part of me in what I'm saying right now in regards to all of this. But I don't know, maybe he will, maybe he will convince me. Maybe his acting will be great. Maybe his portrayal of Bruce Wayne will be excellent. It just seems like a real dark emo movie. I have the video here in the background just so you guys can see it, and I was watching it earlier in regards to IGN's review of the Batman. Now, the movie looks... Kobe, what's good? The movie looks good. It looks good, but I'm hoping it's not one of those things where all the action in the movie, we saw it in the commercial. So I'm hoping there's more to it. It's like, to me, when it came down with which movie was it again? I wish they would have held out on it. Like, on Justice League, if they would have held out. No, was it Justice League or Batman v Superman? If they were held out on Wonder Woman, not say nothing about Wonder Woman, the movie would have been dope. The last Fast and the Furious franchise, I think would have been fire. What's going on? Isla Chica, Kobe, Poppy Shorty. I think the last Fast and the Furious movie would have been fire if they would not said nothing about Hans. You know what I mean? And they would have just focused on Vin Diesel and John Cena being brothers, you know what I mean? And just that's it. Don't say nothing about Hans returning, him surviving anything or any of that stuff. They should have just kept it the way it was, you know what I mean? And then when we would have went in the movie theaters to go watch it, would have been like, oh, what the, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping with this movie they didn't reveal too much, and I'm hoping that when we go watch it in theaters, the Batman blows all of our mind, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for IGN to be right about this, because of the fact that, again, I don't agree with their reviews at times. I don't know if it's like a group of people that watches the movie and at the end they come out with a review to what they watched, or if it's one person doing it or whatnot. But we all have different tastes, so I don't know how that's gonna float. But my only issue with this movie here, it just seems like Bruce Wayne in this is a little bit more mentally destroyed. You know what I mean? Which, of course, you know, watching your parents die, shit, yeah, that would destroy you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't have so far. I haven't seen the Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne come out of him yet, and I haven't seen the Ben Affleck Bruce Wayne come out of him. Maybe, you know, this is a young Bruce Wayne, which I think this is a young Bruce Wayne who is still finding his way. You know what I mean? And is still, you know, torn and destroyed by, you know, him witnessing the death of his parents. You know what I mean? And this Bruce, I'm not gonna lie to you, this Batman seems a lot more violent than the past Batman, you know, movies that we've seen. Christian Bale's unpopular opinion. I wasn't bro, I know I'm gonna get people gonna get on my case in regards to this. I wasn't the biggest fan of Christian Bale's Batman. I really wasn't. He just seemed like a brawler. Like he just throw on a bat suit and get to fighting in the streets, bro, and that's it. You know, there is no deception or tactics in his fights. You know what I mean? Especially when he was fighting Bane, it just didn't seem that way. It just seemed like he was a vigilante who was a street fighter who just had a bat suit with some cool ass technology. You know what I mean? But when he went against the Joker, I guess you could kind of see him moving towards that, you know what I mean, where he was more of a detective, you know what I mean, which was cool. But Ben Affleck's Batman, I thought was okay, but overly brolic, like he was too big and cocky. Hell yeah, IGN likes to give everything a 7, and I agree. It's true. They do like to give a lot of shit 7s, you know what I mean? But this one in particular, they gave it a high number. Now, I don't know if IGN is like super keen on like you know, emotion, like movies that are like driven towards like a specific set of people, because like again, this movie is very dark, which it falls in line with the whole Batman thing, because to me, I feel Batman should bring fear into people's eyes. You know what I mean? He is literally Batman. He is a psychotic rich billionaire who has all the money to blow in the world, who decides to become a vigilante, jumping out of, you know, planes, jumping off of buildings, you know, not giving a damn about his life, going head first into battles, all this shit. He doesn't give a shit. He is crazy. This is literally why the Joker loves him, because the Joker sees Batman as the only person that matches his crazy, and it's the truth. But I'm hoping this Batman here is not the Batman that walks in and then he's just like, you know, fighting people and then just fucking, that's it. I want this Batman to like drive fear, like how when we saw Ben Affleck's Batman on Batman v Superman, when, you know, when the I think they were either security or police officers walking down. No, they were police officers, and they found like the captured women that got abducted, and when they got to like trying to free them out, the women were like, no, 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 and they were like, what the hell? And then they pointed up, and then the light shined at Batman. You see Batman fucking looks like a monster, like, you know, holding himself up to the ceiling, and then when they got to shooting at him, he just like crawls away like a monster, bro. Like that is like some horrifying shit. You know what I mean? Because like now is like, is Batman really a man, or is this really a demon or a monster, some shit? Like Batman literally has to fucking cause nightmares. You know what I mean? He is not a favorite where like children are like, you know, buying his toys and loving him and he's on a cereal box. No, Batman should be told like a fucking nightmare, like, yo, don't be outside at this time, the bat is out. You know what I mean? Like it should be like that, bro. Like that's how they should portray Batman. You know what I mean? So, without any further ado, for those who are here watching, let's take a look at the verdict. I've seen it already. Let's see what you guys think about the verdict of the Batman and what IGN gave it. I also took out the sound because I don't want... Fuck it, let's just leave the sound and you guys hear it for yourselves. Oh, no sound. Because I don't know how that work with YouTube and all that stuff. Because I'm already showing you a video that belongs to somebody else on my YouTube channel that is playing on YouTube. Anyways, fuck it. Here we go. They gave this shit a 10. Not saying the movie shit. I'm just saying I just tend to call everything shit in the sense of like, yo, that thing or that right there, they gave it, you know. But they gave this movie a 10 out of 10. They labeled it a masterpiece. This movie drops on March 4th, 2022. We're a few days away from this movie coming out. And they've already given it a 10 out of 10. They said this movie is a masterpiece, which blows me away. Now, we got to hold IGN accountable, because like if this movie is not a 10 out of 10, who reviewed this, how many people watched it, and why they give it a 10? You get what I'm saying? Now, again, Bruce Wayne looks emotionally wrecked, mentally broken. Of course, him seeing the death of his parents is what swayed him to become the person that he is. You know what I mean? He is not the rich bachelor pretty boy who just flaunts what he has around, and you know he's taking care of Gotham. This is Bruce Wayne, like, yo, fuck the world. I don't give a shit. I'm jumping off of buildings. If I die, I die. You know, fuck it. So be it. You know what I mean? That's the Bruce Wayne we're getting here in this movie. And IGN said, shit, we love this Bruce Wayne. We love Robert Pattinson as Batman. We're going to go ahead and give this shit a 10 out of 10. Kobe said, I won't give it anything until I've seen it. Yep. But IGN's reviews are always sketchy. Yep. I agree. That's one of the reasons why I decided to make this video, because IGN has a tendency of giving reviews and their reviews don't add up at times. You know what I mean? Let's take a look to see what they gave Miles Morales. You know what I mean? Because I remember seeing Miles Morales, and I'm not sure. I don't remember. What's it called? Into Spider-Man. Into the Spider-Verse IGN review. Let's take a look. And I don't remember what they gave it, but we're gonna double check on that. Miles Morales. What's the difference between? One is 3 years old and the other one is okay. Yeah, let's see. They gave it a 9 out of 10, and I thought the movie was fucking dope as shit. You know what I mean? And then they gave you a old man Peter Parker. They gave you a young kid who became Spider-Man. They gave you Spider Noir or Noir, whatever they call them. They gave you Spider Gwen, Spider Pig. They gave you who else? Another character that I've never seen in any of the Marvel universe, especially in the Spider-Man universe, which it's his like great granddaughter. You know, they didn't give us Spider-Man 2099 until like the credits. You know what I mean? Bro, I loved this movie, son. We went and watched this movie 3 times. And then when they dropped it on like streaming platforms, bro, I watched it over and over and over, bro. Ooh, some things just get refused. You know what I mean? Like that whole little subtle shit, like of him not knowing the words and then he just like beatboxes it out, hums it out. That was dope as shit. You know what I mean? Like you got to see Spider-Man as a kid. You know what I mean? A kid that comes from a different part of town. You know what I mean? Who has a different type of background. You know what I mean? Kind of the same, loses an uncle type shit. You know what I mean? But has both his parents and, you know, in the picture and all that stuff. But it's just giving you, they give you a Spider-Man that came from a different point of view, you know what I mean? Which was dope as shit to me. Now, let's go back to the Batman. I don't know. I really don't know, man. And IGN has let me down a few times with their reviews, especially with certain games. Like, I remember I played a few games that they said was like not all that great, but when I played, I thought that shit was fire. You know what I mean? I thought to myself, who reviewed this? You know what I mean? And should I be trusting IGN's insight or input in regards to like certain shit like that? Let me see if Rotten Tomato has like a review on the Batman yet, because I don't know, man. I really don't know. Rotten Tomato has given you saw the Rotten Tomato has given the Batman 87%, and IGN has given the Batman 10%, 10 out of 10. I said 10%. They gave it a 10, 10 out of 10, 100 basically. Yeah. Let me see. Into Spider Verse. Let's see what they gave it on here. They gave Into the Spider-Verse 97%. Audience scored it a 93%. It's kind of like shit like this that makes me not really trust IGN in their reviews, because you got to wonder who's reviewing this shit. You get what I'm saying? Now, I might be talking up a lot of shit, and the movie might end up being good, and IGN might be right, and Rotten Tomatoes might be wrong. But there's times I do agree with Rotten Tomatoes. You know what I mean? I majority of the time I agree with Rotten Tomatoes. But IGN, it's always like a 50-50 type of situation for me. You know what I mean? Hate the reviews. Man, yeah, exactly. Who on Rotten Tomatoes has like 37% on a word? Like dead ass? I didn't know that, bro. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know, bro. Like I really don't know how to feel about this shit. But the movie's coming out in a couple of days. We will be seeing it, my family and I. And will I make my own personal review to it? I don't know. If I remember to do it, I will. You know what I mean? If I forget, hit me on Instagram to remind me. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, the Batman. 10 out of 10 on IGN. Let me give you guys a sample. Bump this shit. We're going in. They can hit me with a strike all they want. They can give the credit to, you know, who's making this movie? Whatever, Warner Brothers or whatever it is. But let's look what it is so far.
Kyle and a terrifyingly unhinged Riddler. Writer-director Matt Reeves managed to make a Batman movie that's entirely different from the others in the live-action canon, yet surprisingly loyal to Gotham lore as a whole. Ultimately, it's one that thoroughly earns its place in this iconic character's legacy. For more DC reviews, check out what we thought of Peacemaker Season 1 and Catwoman Hunted. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Man on Fire. This is Kobe's. He's telling me to take a look at this in regards to how Rotten Tomatoes reviewed it. Is it this one, Man on Fire? So I got somebody in the comment, Poppy Shorty says I should play the whole trailer so everybody could see it. Which, you know, I'm thinking about it. I think I will play the whole trailer. Yeah, I mean, and
people don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Hold on. Kobe, there's no review for this here. You know what I mean? Send me if you have a link to it, send it to me on Instagram and I'll pop it up here. But I'm going to do as requested and just play the whole trailer and let you guys see it for yourself. You know what I mean? And we're gonna go full screen. Let me see. Let me increase the quality to this. Give you guys a full 1080p. They're big 1080. That's what IGN has available in regards to this trailer. And we're gonna let you guys watch it. And you guys tell me what you think.
Fear is a tool, Bruce Wayne tells us in a gloomy voiceover early in the Batman. While he's talking about using the presence of the Batman to intimidate bad guys, it's also possible writer-director Matt Reeves took this to heart for his approach to rebooting the famous superhero. This is the scariest Batman yet. Right from the violent opening scene, the message is clear. This is not your mother's caped crusader. This is a creeping, angry, white-knuckle-inducing psychological thriller with a heavy dose of crime noir. And believe it or not, Reeves absolutely pulls it off, achieving a grimly beautiful masterpiece.
Now, the other thing I did notice it just seems like this Batman is kind of restricted due to the padding on the suit. Now, I'm hoping he's not restricted. I'm hoping he is that fluid, stealthy, you know, jumping around, flipping around, you know, type of Batman, and not so, you know, how would you say, what's his name? Val Kilmer and those guys, when Batman had to turn around like this because his neck was stiff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping it's not one of those Batman. I'm hoping it's the Batman. This Batman is finally like able to move, you know, not having to move his whole torso to look up type of situation. Cause bro, anyways, let's let the review continue.
The Batman stands on its own, but it's still dripping with cinematic references. Among the movies I thought about while watching, Zodiac, Seven, Chinatown, and Saw. You know what I didn't think too much about? Most of the previous live-action Batman movies. Its gritty realism is most similar to Christopher Nolan's trilogy, as well as 2019's Joker, but this is a refreshingly bold new cinematic take on The Dark Knight. That said, it's still very much a Batman tale in a surprisingly loyal way. It pulls from and remixes various storylines from the comics in daring yet respectful fashion, all while being very different from what's been on the big screen up to this point. On that note, Robert Pattinson is playing a much more vulnerable, human version of the orphan billionaire than we've seen before. Gone is the convincing illusion of a charismatic playboy we've seen in past iterations. Here, we get a sad weirdo who's both crippled and compelled by his unresolved trauma in a way that's gripping to watch. Pattinson's performance is crushingly painful, whether he's in or out of the Batsuit.
I'm vengeance.
He meets his match with Zoe Kravitz's beautifully layered performance of Selena Kyle / Catwoman.
You got a lot of cats.
I have a thing about strays.
She's got all the slinkiness and slyness you could hope for, but like Bruce, she's also incredibly vulnerable, while simmering with the need for revenge. Plus, she and Pattinson have undeniable chemistry. Whether they're trading fists or information, it's all very hot. As for the central antagonist, Paul Dano steps into the shoes of the Riddler, giving us easily the best live-action Batman villain since Heath Ledger's Joker.
I've been trying to reach you.
Reeves puts a modern, murderous spin on the wordsmith that's heavily inspired by the real-life Zodiac killer, and Dano sinks into the role with terrifying realism. Seriously, he managed to give me chills with a single eye movement in one.
Now, the last Riddler we had was Jim Carrey, all right? And is he really better than Jim Carrey? Jim Carrey, C-A-R-Y, all right. My bad, I didn't mean to cut through it, but there's this one scene I just want to see Riddler do. You know what I mean? And you guys tell me if this Riddler is gonna actually stand toe to toe with Jim Carrey's Riddler, all right? Let me just get to it, bro. What's it? You know what I mean? Nah, I'm joking, all right? I'm just joking, but you gotta kind of laugh about this shit because they actually had Jim Carrey play as Riddler.
Spank me.
The new Riddler is gonna have to face this Riddler.
Intruder alert! Shut up!
Have you guys seen this Batman yet? You ain't missing much, to be honest with you.
Now that's impressive.
You know, it's always risky introducing a tamed animal into the wild.
He's giving you that 100% Jim Carrey thing that he does. This is who the new Riddler is facing.
They may
Have you guys seen
trouble
this?
Adapting to their new environment.
Yo, give him the banger, give him the banger. Wow. That's who he's facing. This Riddler right here. This Riddler that stroked the air. Mean stroke, you feel me? You know what I mean? Look at this, bro. Who could touch this? Y'all not feeling this Riddler right here, y'all know what I could do? This is what he's saying. Spit off. crotch. Back to the review, bro. Let's finish watching the review. My bad, son. I just had to throw it because it made me think of the Riddler. But let's get back to this.
One scene. Whenever Pattinson and Dano face off, it's impossible to look away. Colin Farrell and Jeffrey Wright, meanwhile, are responsible for some very welcome moments of levity as the Penguin and Jim Gordon. Farrell seems to be having fun under all those prosthetics, and Wright has a nice buddy cop dynamic with Pattinson, lending to some of the best campy, in a good way, detective noir moments. If that seems like a lot to stuff into one movie, well, the Batman does clock in at a hefty 3 hours, so it has the time. That bladder-testing runtime is mostly earned, though. If I ever felt like the political mystery at its center wasn't keeping me glued, the story, and the action, would quickly rev up again, yanking me back like one of the Bat's grappling hooks. The last hour makes all that build-up worth it, with a few big, beautiful, brilliantly choreographed action sequences. This movie's grounded take ups the stakes in the fight scenes, and when Batman throws or takes a punch, it hurts. Plus, the cityscape in which it all takes place is darkly gorgeous. Cinematographer Greg Fraser bathes Gotham in a palette of black and red. Is darkly gorgeous. Cinematographer
That image right there looks so dope to me. This right here, this mean Batman done went through some shit, bro. Like some real shit. And I swear to you, if it's just an accident or some explosions that he come out like this, bro, and it was not him getting into some real fights with his hands and he got dirty, bro. Listen, I'm gonna be hot. But yeah, let's continue.
Greg Fraser bathes Gotham in a palette of black and red, and his smart contrast of saturation and darkness keeps it from being monotonous. Instead, he keeps us gripped in a Gotham that mirrors other major US cities in many ways, but is still entirely its own. Michael Giacchino's sweeping, dramatic score brings it all together, creating a few epic moments worthy of one of comic books' most famous characters. The Batman is a gripping, gorgeous, and at times, genuinely scary psychological crime thriller that gives Bruce Wayne the grounded detective story he deserves. Robert Pattinson is great as a very broken Batman, but it's Zoe Kravitz and Paul Dano who steal the show, with a movingly layered Selina Kyle and a terrifyingly unhinged Riddler. Writer-director Matt Reeves managed to make a Batman movie that's entirely different from the others in the live-action canon, yet surprisingly loyal to Gotham lore as a whole. Ultimately, it's one that thoroughly earns its place in this iconic character's legacy. For more DC reviews, check out what we thought of Peacemaker Season 1 and Catwoman Hunted.
So that's the whole trailer. That's the whole review from IGN in regards to this movie. Now, the movie, again, it looks good. I'm hoping all the action that we've seen in the trailer is not all the action that's in the movie. I'm hoping there's more because this movie is 3 hours, all right? And I did have a few moments where Robert Pattinson looked like, you know, what's his name? Edward from Twilight? I don't remember the names, but I remember, what was it? Team something? I can't remember. But he looked like a vampire, bro. He still does. You know what I mean? And I guess that character is going to scar him for the rest of his life because he's always going to look like that. But I guess they're taking a more realistic turn to Bruce Wayne. You know, you can't be all, you know, smiles and bubble gums and lollipops with sunny skies and clouds after you witness as a child your parents get murdered right in front of you. So he is fucked up in the mind. He's broken and whatnot. Cool. But again, he does look a little emo. You know what I mean? Which, you know, I hope I don't see moments where he brushes his hair out of his face. It's like, my life is full of darkness, and I'm just trying to find my peace. Death is peace to me. Like, bro, if you give me that shit, I'm gonna be hot, bro. Like, just let him be a broken-minded person who's still trying to find his way in life, and let him be like a man of few words, but full of fucking action. You know what I mean? Like, he's coming in hot and ready. You know what I mean? To fuck shit up. Like that one scene where he beats up that goon, like he's wailing in on him, son. Bro, listen. That Batman look like he's not here to fuck around. He's not with the shits. He's really about that life. You know what I mean? He want all the smoke. You know what I mean? He want everything. And I'm with that. So Catwoman's situation, bro, will this be the Catwoman that finally takes the screen? You know what I mean? They said that she did a great job, you know what I mean? And I want to see if she does, because who was the last Catwoman? Michelle Pfeiffer did an okay Catwoman back in the day. with that old 1990, I think it was like a 1992, 1993 Batman with what's his face? I can't remember his name. Michael Keaton. So hopefully, you know, she beats that Catwoman, because we all know Catwoman after that didn't do a good job. You know, my bad to Holly Berry, but that shit was trash. Everybody knows it was trash. But yeah, so this review was it was in regards to the Batman. IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. They called it a masterpiece. It comes out March 4th, 2022. That is this weekend. And I'm hoping they're actually right, bro. Because again, IGN doesn't have the best credibility when it comes down to reviewing shit. You know what I mean? But yeah. Also, don't forget to like, follow, and share. Also, check me out on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook under the same tag, JayOrbit. Shouts out to the whole Riot Squad's family. Shouts out to Poppy Shorty, Issa La Chica. Kobe, my man Kobe, and who's always here. They always here, always showing support. You know what I mean? I appreciate them very much. And shouts out to everybody on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook for coming through and chilling with your boy. And I mean, it's always a blessing to, you know, to have your presence here. And I know time is valuable. Time is the equivalent to money. You know what I mean? Somebody spending a little bit on you is fucking, it's precious and it's valuable as shit. You know what I mean? And I highly appreciate it. You know what I mean? You all take it easy. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever. You know what I mean? Depending where you're at in the world. But yeah, this is your man JayOrbit. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. I am not gaming tonight, which I'm supposed to. It's actually Monday, but pretty soon I'm coming out with my gaming schedule so that you guys will know whenever I'm going to be streaming. Instead of you guys just catching me on the random, I'm gonna have a whole list of days where I'm gonna be gaming and days where I'm not gonna be gaming. You know what I mean? You guys are gonna have my how would you call it? Isauda? Schedule. Thank you. My whole schedule. I mean, if you notice, my head's kind of glistening right now because I'm thinking a lot of what to say in regards to all of this. So there's words that escape my mind. So luckily, I'm sharing my wife's brain as a external hard drive. So, you know, luckily we're tied in. This is what happens when, you know, you've been with somebody for so long, they know exactly what you're talking about. But anyways, yeah, thank you all. You all have a good night. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. And remind me, if I don't do a review on the Batman after watching it this weekend, remind me, if I shave my eyebrows off, will you give me $30? Who the hell? Little Donkey 82 says, if you shave his eyebrows off, would I give him $30? Why would I give you $30, bro? And he won't walk around looking surprised all day. He'll walk around looking surprised all day, bro. Like, don't do that, man. Don't shave your eyebrows out. You know what I mean? No doubt, no doubt. Say what's up to Kaden for me. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is your man JayOrbit. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. You all take it easy. I'm out. My bad. It went on the wrong screen. My bad. We're gonna go to the ending screen now. My fault, y'all.